Hello, Eagle Nation, and welcome to the 2021 State of the School Address. Man, we are so excited to share with you all the great things that have taken place over the last year. The impactful things happening right now, and the excitement we have with all of the coming future events at Sheets Memorial Christian School. We are ever grateful for the way that God has tremendously blessed our students, our faculty, our staff, and we are ever grateful for His provision in the direction of our school. He continues to keep His hand of protection and His blessings on this school, and we're very thankful for that. And we continue to seek His will for everything we do. Thank you for supporting and advancing the vision and mission of Sheets Memorial Christian School. I'd also like to take a moment and just provide for you an update on the prayer needs I brought to you just a few days ago. Mrs. Long is continuing to recover. Matter of fact, she was on campus the other day, just came by to say hello to all the students. She still needs our prayers and still recovering, so continue praying for her. Mrs. Greer, she's home from the hospital and she too is recovering, plans to be back to work here in the next couple days. So continue to pray for her, but we're thankful for her recovery and just overcoming what she had to overcome. For Miss Tanya, we're grateful to see her back. The doctors were working with her, and I think through our prayers gave them wisdom, and they created and found a better way of treating her with a new medication, and she is feeling much, much better. So we're happy for her. And then finally, I want to thank you all for the prayers and gifts and uplifting support that you have had for Mrs. Beaver and her family. Spent Monday afternoon at Matt's celebration service, and it was a beautiful service, probably one of the best I've been at. And it's good to know that we who are believers, we hope and we know that one day we'll see Matthew again and all of our loved ones that have gone ahead before us. But please continue to pray for her and pray for those kids as they learn to adjust. They know where Matt is, but we all know it just takes some adjustment and grieving to get through this. It has been a true blessing to see how strong our school spirit is and our Eagle pride at Sheets over the last 12 months. Y'all are amazing folks and amazing families, and I thank you for being a part of this. And that's evident in the way that God has used you to bless this ministry. Last year's Jogathon, let's face it, 35,000 plus. Wow, what a deal. Thank you so much. That's going to do so much. We've already begun putting that into implementation. Several things being done on campus right now. We've been able, because of that amount of money, to touch almost every department in every area of the school and in giving them improvements. The preschool, we've got plans and it's in motion to build a cover and a shelter over there on the preschool playground to give them shade on hot days and in the summer, somewhere to ride their bikes during the summer months, and somewhere even to maybe still go outside when it's drizzling a little bit, but still get outside and get that fresh air. Our year in giving was up this year. We thank you for that. Chick-fil-A night last September. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting your school. The annual auction in November, that was a success, and we thank you for that. And the golf tournament last spring was a huge success, and that golf tournament's coming up again here very soon. So be looking for information for that spring golf tournament for the seniors and their trip to help them cover the cost of that. So your continued generosity is what is essential to help us to continue to establish this school just to be a premier school in this community, that we can continue to advance and grow and do what we need to do. That also brings me to something that I haven't talked about much lately over the last few months because of all the craziness of the year, but we still need to prayerfully consider, and I'd like you to do that, about paying off the remainder of our $50,000 debt that we have for the remodel that we did in the gym. It was over $100,000, and you guys stepped up and we had some money, and we've got it all paid off, over half, but we have $50,000 left. And I'd love to be able to get rid of that debt and be able to move on to the next project and to be able to, again, just continue to improve. So prayerfully consider that this spring. If God lays it upon your heart to give, you can give to the school for that. And we also have the Eagles Vision Fund, which is a nonprofit foundation that if you have a business or the company that you work for wants to provide for the school, you can give through that foundation. And that money is completely tax deductible and it is non-sectarian. So they're not giving to a religious organization. So keep that in mind and pray with us that we can get rid of that debt. I hate carrying that debt, don't like it, and would love to just see it gone even within the next couple months. So continue to pray for that. We've had some amazing milestones this past year that I'd like to review with you so that we can just remember how great of a year it's been. We, of course, had a graduating class of 18 kids, and we saw graduation. We were able to do graduation. And God was so graceful and gracious in giving us a plan to make that happen. And so we had a fairly normal graduation. And those students got to go on their senior trip, and that was just, in a COVID year, that was just a God thing. But I'd also like to let you know where these students have gone off to college, and many of them are in colleges. We've got students at Word of Life Institute, Pensacola Christian College, DDCC, Randolph Community, Montgomery Community, Belmont Abbey, Pfeiffer University, East Carolina, Western Carolina, and High Point University, to the best of our knowledge. So our students, when they leave here, are able to go just about anywhere they want. And we're proud of them, and we're excited that we were able to prepare them to enter into that collegiate field and continue their path on God's path for them. So keep them in your prayers and keep them in your minds. Also, this past year, we were very blessed with the Davidson County newspaper, the Dispatch. We received 4 major accolades with that. We received the best preschool, the #1 best private school. We received the #1 best aftercare program and the #1 best tutoring program based off of our SOAR program. So thank you all for those that voted for that and supported us through those contests with the other schools in the area. It's always good to have one up on them. So thanks. Also, I'd like to talk to you about sports. It's been a crazy year with sports. We were able to play soccer and volleyball. And not only were we able to play, but we were able to compete on a high level, and to the point where we had 3 of our 4 fall teams earn state championships this year. Both girls volleyball teams, the varsity and the JV, were state champions, and our JV soccer, boys soccer, was also state champions. So congratulations to them, and we look forward to seeing them back on the field in the fall. Right now, we're in the middle of winter sports. Basketball is up and running. It's running at a bit of a reduced rate. We're not having as many games as we've had in the past, but we are getting some games in, and it's good to see them playing. Unfortunately, spectators have been limited, so we can't really publicize the games and have everybody come. Would love to have you there. There's nothing like a gym filled with Eagle fans supporting their players. But maybe next year, and we'll be back to normal next year. So continue praying for the sports as those move forward. We're hoping to have our spring sports, baseball, girls soccer. So be in prayer for those as we move forward. And you know, the beginning of this year, of the 2021 school year, was off to a unique start. None of us planned on any of this, and it has been just a wild ride. But we were able, as we began the year, we were able to see 39 new families join our family group here at Sheets Memorial. So that was exciting. And through those 39 families, we saw some 56 students. And it's great to see them here enjoying it, having fun. We look forward to seeing them back in the fall and just continuing to see God bless those families through our ministry here. The new TK5 program is a success. It's running great. Those kids are flourishing. to see those kids who weren't just quite ready for kindergarten growing and having fun and being part of the school environment. They're having a blast, and it's fun to see them in the hallway and to hear them talk and to hear them tell us what they're doing in class. Mrs. Oseguera is doing a great job there. And we'll be continuing the TK5 program in the fall. So if you know a child who is just not quite ready for kindergarten, needs a little extra time, the TK program is just for them. Or if you have a child that's just too young, maybe turning 5 in September or October, and really doesn't need to be back in a K4 program, that TK5 program is for them. So let us know, call the office, and let your friends know to make an appointment. Over the past year, this past year, we expanded our curriculum some in the high school. We have added a leadership career development class. We ordered a business and marketing class for the high school students. We're doing our best to create high school students that are prepared when they leave here to either enter the marketplace immediately or the collegiate place immediately. We want students to be prepared for whatever God has for them. And even if they go off to college, they need to be able to get a job. They need to be able to work and enter into the marketplace. So we're excited about that. And we had many service projects over the past year that our classes and clubs have done, from the Missions Club and National Honor Society. We've had blood drives. We've had Chick-fil-A, Leader Academy, Do Good, canned food drives. We've had Mission Club Penny Wars, which is fun to watch. The students get into those. And with that money, that Penny Wars, they buy items for families who are not able to provide a Christmas that they would like to. So that's fun to see. Operation Christmas Chow this past fall, 163 plus shoe boxes that y'all packed and brought in, and we sent to Haiti, I believe is where our boxes were going. And then to see the juniors and seniors go down to Operation Christmas Chow, participate down there in the inspection of boxes and preparing boxes to be able to send out. What a blessing that was. And then don't forget last spring on Missions Conference, when we made a pledge to pack 20,000 meals in a half a day, and everyone thought we were crazy, but we did it. Matter of fact, we went over 20,000 meals in a half a day. This spring, our goal was 30,000 meals. So be praying that we can do that and meet that need of 30,000 meals. You know, God just continues to move in the lives of our students through these projects, through the academics, through all of the things that we do. And even through some activities that we do at the beginning of the year, our retreats. Our middle school and our high school students all go on a retreat at the beginning of the year. And this year was an exceptional year. It was a good year at retreats. I think the students were stressed out with all that was going on. To get away and just focus on God and God's plan and God's purpose, they were great trips. And the high school trip, we saw a lot of lives changed at the high school trip. And it was such a joy to be there, to see students get a hold of God in a new way and set their lives on the right path and relationship with Jesus Christ. That was a true blessing. We're also so thankful for the growth and improvements that we are experiencing here on campus, not just the families and students, but we've been able to do some amazing things around campus. Some new exterior doors to help with security that were just getting a little weak. Some other improvements around campus for security. We're also continuing to expand our technology capabilities with some new computers and televisions, microscopes, and we're looking forward to things to come with that. In the fall, we're looking at some new technology for the students that I'll get to in just a moment about what that will be. And then, of course, I mentioned the canopy over at the preschool. We're excited to be able to build that. It's hard to believe, but there's a concrete slab there in the preschool, and it is 30 feet by 50 feet. It is a very, very large pad, and we're going to cover that whole thing so that the students can have somewhere to play over there. We also, one of the things here at Sheets that has just makes us stand out among many other Christian schools is the relationship that we have with the church. Sheets Memorial Baptist Church has always been and will ever be our greatest supporters. And we're so thrilled to be a part of that. I'm excited to work with Frankie and the other staff and to just see how that relationship builds and grows. They truly see the school as their primary ministry and their largest ministry. And there are many that just pour their heart into this ministry. So we're thankful for that. So that relationship is just exciting to be a part of. And, that's important too, because we're a Christian school. And it's good to know that we have a solid biblical church behind us that is supporting us while we give to these students the opportunity to learn a truly solid biblical education. Eternal education is just priceless. It is just priceless. And, many people say, well, I'm going to take my kids somewhere it's just free. Well, free education is not free. There is a cost to it. It's an eternal cost. And I'm thankful that you as parents are willing to give and sacrifice to make sure that your students have what it takes to be a part of kingdom education. In that pursuit of excellence and moving towards our aspiration of cultivating graduates who are emotionally prepared, their character qualities, reverence to God, these remain firm in our core values, and we know they're in yours too. So we're thankful to be a part of all of that. But what's new? What's coming up? Well, probably the biggest thing that's new this year is that we strive to make the whole experience of Sheets effective and streamlined, to make it as cost effective as we can, to make it all work very well. And that includes developing procedures to make that process work and make it practical for parents. We have not, as a school, we've not raised tuition in over 3 years. Where most schools are going up every year. We have not raised tuition in 3 years. This year, however, we do see the need to raise tuition a bit, not a lot. It'll work out to be between $9 and $13 a month per student, depending on the age of your child. So it's not a large jump, but we're going to have to do that this year. The new tuition increase will begin with the fall payments for this coming fall. Most of that money that we'll see for that increase is going to help pay for salaries for our staff. Our staffs are probably some of, if not the largest financial givers to this ministry. We have got teachers here with degrees, some with master's degrees, some working on doctorates, some with doctorates, that could be teaching somewhere else and making quite a bit more money. But they don't. They feel the call of God. They come here. They want to see kids raised in the ways of Scripture, with everything pointing to that truth of Scripture. So they are probably some of the biggest financial givers. Our average teacher makes in the mid-20s. Think about that. Would you do what they do all day long, all year long, day and night? Would you do it for in the mid-20s? Most people would say no. But when you have a call on your life, that part of it doesn't matter. But as an administrator and as someone who feels responsible for them, I want to continue doing for them, and I want to continue doing our best to make sure that they can be rewarded correctly and be able to survive. So the tuition hike this year is primarily going to go to salary increases. One other part of that is every year we have multiple families asking us to make tuition payment process easier. And so we've been looking at that. And we also are concerned about the families that end up with bills larger than they expect because of unforeseen charges, or those daily charges that just kind of stack up on us. And the last thing we want to do as a ministry is to be someone that is responsible for you to create a debt that you can't keep track of. God doesn't call us to do that. So we have listened to these needs, looked at these needs, and for next year, we're reorganizing the payment methods to be as the following. You'll have 3 ways to pay tuition next year. Some of you take advantage of it. You can pay in the lump sum in August. You can pay for the whole year. If you do that, you get a 4% discount, and you can pay for the whole year. You can also choose to pay half in August and half in January. But you have to sign up for that. There's no discount with that other than just having the ability to pay it twice and have that option. Well, the third option is we've always had the monthly payments. But this coming year, we're going to have all of the parents participate in automatic bank draft payments. It streamlines it. You don't have to worry about it. There's no sending in checks, mailing in checks. There's none of that. It's streamlined, and you will be just monthly. The charge will come out of your account on a monthly basis. Parents will be able to choose either the 5th of the month, which would pay for that month. So if you would choose the 5th of July, you're going to pay for July. Or a family can choose the 20th of the month. And if you choose the 20th of the month for the July payment, you'll pay that in June. So you're paying for the month ahead. So that are the three options this fall that we'll have. And all parents and families are going to be required to do one of those three options to pay tuition. This makes the bookkeeping on our side easier. It streamlines it on your side, and it just makes it a lot smoother to work through that. The bank draft option will also, because of that, and we're looking at all of the fees, and we're trying to make those fees as manageable as possible, the Eagle Care, morning and after school care, will now be broken down into monthly charges and be added to that draft. And the same with the lunch program. They'll become programs where you choose to be a part of them or not to be a part of them, and they'll be part of the draft program. Greater detail of that will come out with the packet that you'll receive in a couple days. Part of that draft program, too, will be the SOAR payments for those students that are part of the SOAR program. SOAR program has not changed in over 15 years. And the SOAR program and working with children with learning exceptionalities, that whole process has changed. And this year, as we was evaluating that and looking at that, we know that every child is not different in that program, and every child does not need all of the services. So what we'll be doing in the fall is the children that are involved in SOAR will be in one of three tiers. Tier 1 will be the child that needs the least amount of services, all the way up to Tier 3 that will need the most services. So it allows us also to kind of work with the students better explain to the parents what you need for your child, and it also helps with you not paying for services you don't need. And so you'll pay you'll pay for each tier, and each tier is a separate amount. So that too will be explained greater in the information that you'll receive. And with fees, this one to me is probably the most exciting part. I hate nickel and diamond fees, and we had a lot of them. And I wanted to look at ways to break that down. The fees that we'll have in the fall, of course, is the re-enrollment fee or the admissions fee if you're a new family. The registration fee, which is paid in June. And we used to have a book fee. Well, that book fee is going to be changing a little bit. That's now going to become more of a resource fee. And that resource fee is we're going to combine a lot of things that we would charge you for this and that and this and that. It's all going to be included. For all of the students, for that fee, that students, of course, will cover textbooks as the normal book fee did. It will cover all instructional materials that your student needs. Classroom supplies, that to me is the coolest part. No more supply lists, Mom. There's no more going to Walmart with supply list in hand, wondering if I got the right things. We're just going to have those supplies ready. When a student comes in the fall, those supplies will be ready, and you don't have to think about that. That is tissues, wipes, pencils, crayons. That's just all going to be part of it, and we'll order that, and we'll provide that in the classroom now. The fee will also include any art fees and supplies. The yearbook is part of that. That in itself is a huge saving. Yearbooks are $40, so that would save that. Those things are included for every student. Then you have the middle school and high school, and that resource fee for the middle school and high school will include one set of PE uniforms every fall for those that are in PE. They'll just get a set of PE uniforms. It'll pay for class dues. for those classes in 6th through 12th grade. Class dues are just included in that. The cost of the fall retreats are included in that. And so you don't have to think about it. You're not going to get all those extra payment or charges on your bill. So thrilled about that. And for 9th through 12th grade, I'd mentioned this earlier, included in that, every 9th through 12th grade student will receive their very own Chromebook to use in the classroom. It's part of a lease program. It's not theirs to keep, but it'll be treated as a textbook in their classroom. And we've subscribed to many services to allow the students and the teachers to use those books while they're in the classroom, again, to just enhance the educational experience within the classroom. So be looking for those, and they'll have those there in the classrooms. So there's a lot going on, and it's been a great year. I'm looking forward to the upcoming year, and all of this information will be coming out to you in the next couple days. You'll receive it in the mail. So open it up and read it. Information on the draft, information on tuition, all of that is there. And I just want to thank each of you for being families here at school, participating in the program here and allowing us the opportunity to share our program with your students and to just see them grow and become better young men and young women. Take that, pray about it, and we anticipate seeing all of you back. As soon as you receive your packet, enrollment is open. As soon as you receive your packet, you have through March 1st to get early enrollment and to get in and re-enrollment and have priority, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of waiting lists in the fall. So all of our returning parents, you have till March 1st. You also have till March 1st to apply for the general scholarship, and that link is on our website that you can go to and be a part of that. So you have till March 1st. After March 1st, open enrollment starts, and your priority then slips into first come, first serve. So get that done, get it back in, and we just are looking forward to seeing you again in the fall and being a part of the program. So have a great day, and stay Eagle strong.